to talk more about professional lacrosse here in Vancouver. One of the greatest to ever play the game, and now he's the head coach of the Vancouver Warriors. Chris Gill joins us on the phone line. How are you this evening, Chris?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm well, thank you. You've been in the sport a long time, both as a player and as a coach, but I'm sure you've never gone through anything like this as far as going into fast-forward motion to kickstart a training camp and get a season underway. What's that been like compared to other years?
It's difficult, especially coming to a new team as a coach. It's been difficult, but we're coming along well, and it was only 2 weeks, but the guys came together and they were real excited to be on the floor as well. So there was some tough times there, but I think that's like that for every team in the league. So yeah, we're ready for the challenge.
You talked about the new room you're walking into. There's a lot of new faces that'll be putting on the Vancouver uniform this weekend compared to this time last year. Were you at all surprised at how much turnover was made, or was this just something that you and management felt was the right decision to make before you got this season underway?
We talked about the past players on last year's teams and the teams before, but moving forward, we want to get we wanted a good group in that dressing room, and if you have a tight group that wants to win, that's the biggest thing. So we had to make some moves, and we knew we were going to make some moves. But I think at the end of the day, when you step back and look at it, you kind of go, "Oh yeah, we made a lot of moves."
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you're just trying to build the best roster you can, and we're giving guys some opportunities. There's a lot of guys that are local here that deserve to be playing in this league, and they never really got a shot for whatever reason. So we're letting them prove what they're worth, and we're excited to see them go.
Well, I want to talk more about the local flavor that'll be on your lineup in just a few minutes, but you talked about, you take a quick look on your lineup and you go, holy smokes, this looks way different than what the team was like last year playing in Langley. I think you've got no more than 7 returnee players. So it is going to be a new look, but for a team that, put up the record that it did, probably having an overhaul inside that locker room is probably maybe what the doctor just ordered.
Yeah, you get skinned both ways if you keep the same roster, and people say, "Oh, you're a 2-win team keeping the same roster. Like, what's the story? What are you doing?" Or if you do a big turnover, they're like, "Oh, look at that! They've turned everything around. They've changed everything," and they kind of forget that it was a 2-win team last year. So, we're confident with the group that we have here, and like I say, some of these guys they've been chomping at the bit to be playing in this league, and they're proven winners. And we're excited to have them, and we're ready to go.
Chris Gill, the head coach of the Vancouver Warriors, joining me, Joey Kenward, here on Sportsnet 650. You mentioned giving local kids a shot. A lot of them are getting an opportunity to play in front of hometown family and friends. 16 players on your opening day roster are from British Columbia, and that's no fluke, is it? This was something I know you and management and ownership really wanted to show that some of the best players in professional lacrosse should have the opportunity to strut their stuff here on home turf.
Yeah, that's correct. We we even have some guys that have relocated, and another one's relocating in a couple of weeks from the East Coast to here. So yeah, it was important for us to get a lot of players from the mainland and have players relocate to our area. We want to do some practices during the midweek, and that's not something you can do when you have a lot of fly-ins. So we know what we have here in our backyard, and we've known it for a long time, and it's time to step up and show everybody what we got. So that's kind of what we're doing, and we're confident with the group we have, and I think they're excited, and they got something to prove as well.
There's a couple of players that I look at, and I met both of them actually at Rogers Arena not that long ago when they came out to represent the lacrosse team on the ice when the Vancouver Canucks were having their Super Skills event, and that's Delta Products, Mitch Jones and Logan Schuss. These two guys have played together a long, long time, and Schuss was here last year when the team was playing out in the Fraser Valley, but Jones has applied his trade elsewhere around NLL buildings. Maybe just talk a little bit about both of these guys and what they'll be able to bring to your club, you hope, on a regular basis.
Yeah, these are two elite players. They're known for their goal scoring. Logan's been here for a while, and he's put numbers up, and he's excited to have his good buddy Mitch on the team playing along with him, and they've been playing in the summer together, and they grew up together. But as far as Mitch goes, he was on a team last year in Buffalo that's well established, and they're on the brink to make a run for a championship, and he decided he wanted to come home and play, and he wanted to play in front of the Vancouver fans, and get this team moving in the right direction. So for us to have a guy like that who wants to come here and possibly leave a team that's close to winning a championship, come here and get us going and get us in that right direction, that's huge. That's leadership. I'm excited to see what the two of them are going to do together on the floor. So the players love them, and we've only been together 2 weeks, and you can just see the chemistry growing between those two and others. So there's a bright future with those guys on our team.
Even the most casual of sports fan who would have heard about the lacrosse team in the Lower Mainland knew that they only had 2 wins over the course of 18 games last year. The stats don't lie. Your team was right near the bottom of the league in goals against, penalty killing, face-offs. Is this an easy, quick fix? Or, when you're a team that's really starting from scratch and wanting to wipe the slate clean, is this a team and a league where you can really turn the tide overnight?
We're 15.3 goals against last year. Playoff teams are 12 and a half goals against at the most. Championship teams are in the 11.5 to 12 range. So our number one goal was getting our goals against down. So we're going to shore that up. It's not just on the defense and the goaltending; it's on the offense. We're not allowing breakaways. We got to be responsible on both ends of the floor. So it's not an easy fix. It's not a quick fix, but it's something that we are going to fix. And that's one thing there's no option. We're getting our goals against down, and we have to do it within the team. The rest of the stuff, face off, goals forward, all that. That'll take care of itself if all the guys buy in and play within our system. But the one thing for sure that we've talked about as a group is we need to get our goals against down. If we don't get our goals against down, then we're not a playoff team.
Well, and
we want to be a playoff team.
And there's no question you addressed that in one of the many off-season transactions you made. You brought in one of the most experienced goaltenders from Canada that plays in the NLL, and that's Edmonton native Aaron Bold. Tell listeners what his pedigree is like and what you hope he can accomplish here when he steps into the crease.
Yeah, he's a winner. He's won at every level. He's a veteran. He's got a calming presence in the dressing room, on the floor. I think it's exactly what this team needs. We're lucky to have a guy like Aaron between the pipes. He's a great mentor for our younger goalies in the system. It's going to be a way to start with us getting our goals against down. It's not the be-all, end-all, because like I said, it comes from the offense has to take care of their business, and the defense takes care of their business, and then we're positive our goaltending will take care of their business. So, he's just a great player, a great leader. He's a winner, and we're lucky to have him.
Chris Gill is the head coach of the Vancouver Warriors. Their home opener will be in a couple of weeks, but their season opener is this weekend in Calgary, where you take on the Roughnecks. And, there's interesting rivalries that get established in all professional sports leagues around the world. Would this be one team that you would hope to establish an instant, hardcore rivalry with when you're wanting to grow as a team in NLL?
Yeah, for sure. They're one of the rated one of the best teams in the league. All the experts have picked them to be one of the 3 teams in the finals this year, and a lot of players are from BC. The coaching staff's from BC. We all know each other, so yeah, it's a natural rivalry. But saying that, I think every team in our division is going to be a rival, and we got to get a bit of a hate on for everybody, and do what we can to prepare to win. So, yeah, this is a rival game, but every divisional game is going to be big for us.
Well, there's not many Canadian teams to build a rivalry with in national lacrosse action. You've got Calgary, you've got Saskatchewan, and, of course, Toronto. And I'm sure when you're wanting to bring fans into a building where they've never seen lacrosse before, and if they have, it's been a long time, that you want to establish rivalries with teams from above the border. Would that be fair to say right now?
Oh, for sure, yeah. All the Canadian teams, they have mostly Canadian players on them. So the fans who know lacrosse know these players, and they'll get that rivalry right away. But for someone who it's their first game coming and watching, I think they'll get the idea of wow, these guys don't really like each other. This is pretty intense, and they'll figure out it's a rivalry right away. There's no doubt in my mind.
The home opener is the 21st when the Roughnecks come to town. If there's a casual sports fan listening right now that's never been to a lacrosse game and maybe only heard about the Vancouver Warriors coming to Rogers Arena, what would they be in for when they buy a ticket and get a chance to watch the newest pro team back here in Vancouver?
Well, they're going to see a lot of goals, usually 13, 14 goals a game per team. It's fast. It's up and down the floor. There's no offside, so it's just bang, bang, bang. A lot of movement. The ball moves around. A lot of hitting, but it's in control. And I have never, ever heard one fan ever tell me that it was their first lacrosse game and they're not coming back. It's always, that's my first game and I'm coming back next week. I'm like, oh, thanks. You're going to love it. So, yeah, just come out and watch it and you'll start loving it right away.
And the other thing is, off the floor, it's going to be a party inside Rogers Arena, is it not?
That's what I've been hearing, yeah. From what my management has been telling us is that they're setting it up to be an event while you're watching the game, and by all accounts, I think it's close to a sellout the first game, or it's getting close to be a sellout, so it's going to be electric in there.